What's up guys, my name is unCAGEDgamez. Welcome back to another Injustice 2 video. Today we are finally doing my second episode of the Injustice 2 Q&As. I did one before, so if you guys have not checked out that Q&A video yet, click the card up there or go on my channel and search it up. I did it a while ago, but finally we're doing the second episode of this, and I asked you guys to send me your questions using hashtag AskCage on Twitter, and a lot of you guys asked me questions. There was like over 100 questions. There were so many questions that people sent me. It was like mind-blowing. So thank you guys so much for all the questions. Unfortunately, I can't put all the questions in this video because that would be a very long video. A lot of the questions, I told you guys not to send me questions saying like if I think this character is going to be in the game or if I think this character is going to be a guest character, because those are not really creative questions and they're not that like complicated to answer. It's like really yes or no and then throw my opinions in. So I don't really have any of those questions in this video. If you guys really want it, I could do a separate video talking about all the characters you guys asked me about. If I think this character is going to be in the game, if I think this character is going to be a guest character, I can do that video in the future, but not right now. So if you guys want to see that video, let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. I don't know, if this video gets like 1,234 likes, I will do a video talking about all those characters, alright? But that's for the future. Right now we're going to talk about these questions I gathered from you guys. This first question says, if they are added in the game, how do you think the Watchmen characters will fit into the plot of the story? Now this is a pretty good question and a lot of people have been asking me about this, so I felt like this would be a good time to answer this. If the Watchmen characters were added into Injustice 2, I don't think they will be part of the main roster, meaning they won't be part of the main story. I can see them being a guest character, a DLC character, so if that's the case, they won't be a part of the story, but they will have their own little, I'm guessing, challenge story ending. You know how you can pick a character and then fight other characters, and then you get to the end and they show a little cutscene of what that character's like story unfolds. I think that's what they're going to do with the Watchmen if they have a character from the Watchmen show up in Injustice 2 as a guest character. I don't think we're going to get a Watchmen character in the main roster of Injustice 2, so that character won't show up in the main story of Injustice 2. This next question says, what new and returning fighting locations would you like to see? Now, a map that I would like to see come back in Injustice 2 would probably be the Watchtower. I love the Watchtower. I loved how Martian Manhunter was in the back. So maybe if they have the Watchtower again, maybe have a different character in the background this time, who knows? But I always love the Watchtower. I want to see that map come back. Also, I love the Hall of Justice. But if we're talking about new maps, I would love to see the Flash Museum. I think that would be such a cool map to have in Injustice 2. Have like a giant Flash statue and all that cool stuff. Oh my god, it would be so sick. So if any map would be in Injustice 2 that I would want to see, it would be the Flash Museum. And who knows, maybe that is a new map in Injustice 2, and they're going to reveal it when they reveal the Flash gameplay. Whenever that is. This next question says, would you rather have your favorite MK character or your favorite DC character in Injustice 2? I'll pick a DC character over MK character any day, especially if this is a DC fighting game. Now, if you ask me this question for Mortal Kombat, of course I would say Mortal Kombat. If it's a DC game, it should stay DC. So I would rather have my favorite DC character show up in Injustice 2 than a Mortal Kombat character. Sure, I would love to have Johnny Cage be in Injustice 2, but I'd rather have like Beast Boy or like Plastic Man, Static Shock, those characters show up in Injustice 2 because they're actually DC characters and they're not Mortal Kombat. This next question says, do you think Injustice 2 has a chance on the Nintendo Switch? I didn't really think about Injustice 2 showing up on the Nintendo Switch, but now that I think about it, I'm still going to say no, it's not going to show up on the Nintendo Switch for many reasons. First reason being, the Injustice 2 trailers that we have already gotten, they didn't show anything about being on the Nintendo systems. It's only on PlayStation, Xbox, and I don't even think it's on Steam yet. It might show up on Steam later or for the PC later, but right now it's only for PlayStation and Xbox. There's no word on Nintendo or the PC. There's a better chance of having an Injustice PC version than a Injustice Nintendo Switch version. That's just me. I just don't see it happening. But who knows? Maybe this is one of those things where they'll make an Injustice 2 Nintendo Switch version down the line. But on release, on the official release date, there will not be Injustice 2 on the Nintendo Switch. I don't see it happening, but I can see it happening down the line. This next question says, do you think we need more Batman villains in Injustice 2? I personally don't think we need more Batman villains. The first Injustice game had a lot of Batman villains, or a lot of Batman characters. This new Injustice game, I feel like we should lay down on the Batman villains and put more like Flash villains and Superman villains in there. There's a lot of great villains that they have not used yet. Let's just you know, calm down on the Batman characters and have other characters have a chance in the game. Sure, we can still have some newcomers that are Batman villains. Maybe Killer Croc. I'd love to see Killer Croc in the game. Mr. Freeze, but we're already rumored to have Captain Cold and now Sub-Zero, so that's 3 ice characters. That's just way too many, so I don't see Mr. Freeze showing up, but we'll see when it happens. I just say we don't need as much Batman villains like the first game. This next question says, how many DLC characters do you think will be added into Injustice 2? Now, there's gonna be DLC. We all know that Injustice 2 will have DLC characters. Now, the number of DLC characters, that's kind of like we gotta guess. But if we do some little, problem solving here, little equations, the first Mortal Kombat 9 game had 4 DLC characters. We had Freddy Krueger, we had Scarlet, Kenshi, and we had Rain. In Injustice 1, we had Martian Manhunter, we had Zatanna, Zod, Lobo, Scorpion, and Batgirl. So that's 6 characters. So it went from 4 characters from MK9 to 6 characters in Injustice 1. That's 2 more character increase. Now, if we look at MKX, we had Jason, Predator, Tanya, Tremor, Alien, Brightshow, Triborg, and Leatherface. So if I have not missed any characters, that is 8 characters in MKX. And if you guys have seen a pattern here, that's another 2 character increase. So MK9 had 4. Injustice 1 had 6. MKX had 8. So if I'm doing the math correctly, Injustice 2 should have 10 DLC characters. Now that is kind of mind-blowing to think about, having 10 DLC characters, because some fighting games out there only have 10 characters. So Injustice 2 having a main roster of like, let's say 20 something characters, and then having 10 more DLC characters, this roster is going to be huge. Now, could we actually get 10 DLC characters? Maybe. It's kind of hard to say right now because we haven't gotten the whole main roster revealed yet, but seeing NetherRealm's history, it is possible that we could get 10 DLC characters. And I would love to see more DLC for this game just because I want these games to go on and live on for a while, not get released and then die. They supported Mortal Kombat X for a long time, and it's like still going on right now. So I want Injustice 2 to have that same treatment. I want them to have DLC, maybe in like waves. So like maybe Injustice DLC Pack 1, and then maybe 2 and 3. I just want the game to have a lot of life in it. So the more DLC, the merrier. Just don't have crappy characters. Give us some, hard-hitting characters that we did not get in the main roster. And coincidentally, this next question kind of relates to the DLC characters. This question says, do you think DLC characters will have gear pieces? Now, I personally think they will have gear pieces, but I don't think they're going to have as much gear pieces as the main roster characters. If you guys have seen the gameplay of them showing off the menu system, most of the characters that are already in the game, they have a lot of gear, like maybe 8 or 10 pieces per like area of their body. So like their chest has like 10 different items, their legs have 10 different items. So they have a lot of pieces of gear for the main roster characters. The DLC characters, I feel like they're not going to have that much gear to customize. I'm going to say half. So instead of having like 10 pieces of gear for like the main roster, they're going to have like maybe 5 or like 3. So they're going to have gear, but I don't think they're going to have as much as the main roster, just because why would NetherRealm put so much time creating all this gear for that DLC character if not everyone's gonna get that DLC character? But that's just what I think. NetherRealm could add as much gear as the main character roster, but I don't see it happening. And finally, the last question for this Injustice 2 Q&A is, Cage, I believe Ed Boon said you can play the game without gear system. Are you gonna play it with or without the gear system? That is a great question, and if you guys asked me that question when Injustice 2 just got announced, I would have said no, I would not play with the gears on. But now, hearing all this news about the gear system, I gotta say, I'm gonna play the game with the gear system on, just because NetherRealm implemented the gear system in the game. They want us to try this new system out, and it doesn't look bad. It has a lot of cool features. You can buff up your character, you can give him speed boost, more power, more damage, all that cool stuff. And you guys get to customize your character into different ways. So I'm at least gonna try it out, and if I don't like it, then yeah, I'm not gonna use it. But that wraps it up for this another Injustice 2 Q&A. If you guys enjoyed, give the video a thumbs up. And again, if this video gets 1,234 likes, I'll do a separate video talking about all the like guest character questions, all the questions about if I think this character will show up in Injustice 2. So if you guys want to see that video, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see about making that video in the near future. Comment down below your answers to certain tweets that I answered in this video. So if there was a certain question that you guys saw in this video that you guys have your own opinions on, feel free to leave it down below. I'd love to read your guys' thoughts. But like, subscribe to the channel for more Injustice 2 videos. My name's unCAGEDgamez, and you just got caged. Oh shoot! No! No! Oh no! No! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! We need food!